From above, the Indonesian rainforest appears as an endless, pristine canopy. But drop below the leaves, and the reality is a landscape of toxic devastation. These are tambang keliling, mobile, illegal mining operations. They extract for 30 days, strip the valuable minerals, and completely vanish before authorities can find the coordinates. When the miners leave, the land is abandoned. They leave behind a landscape of dead earth and stagnant water, with no permits or environmental safeguards to manage the fallout. This is a sophisticated hit-and-run strategy. By operating in short, intense bursts across thousands of remote locations, these miners ensure that their cumulative impact is massive, while their individual footprint remains almost impossible to track. At the ground level, the damage is visceral. Abandoned pits fill with acidic runoff that turns local rivers a toxic orange, poisoning the primary water source for indigenous communities. There are approximately 2,700 of these illegal sites scattered across Indonesia. Right now, 70% of them are operating with zero monitoring or state oversight. The economic toll is just as severe. While legal mines contribute to the national budget, these illegal operations create a 3.7 trillion rupiah deficit every year, money lost to the shadow market instead of funding public infrastructure. This creates a double crisis. The land is permanently poisoned, and the state is stripped of the billions in revenue it would need to actually repair the damage. If these 2,700 sites are documented, why is it so difficult to stop them? To understand that, you have to look at the scale of the shield they hide under. Ground patrols face a logistical wall. Navigating primary rainforest means scaling cliffs, crossing bridgeless rivers, and battling deep mud, all while traditional GPS signals struggle to penetrate the thick canopy. There is a massive timeline mismatch. It takes a ground team weeks to hack a path to a suspected site. By the time they arrive, the miners have already packed their gear and moved 50 kilometers away. The miners have weaponized Indonesia's geography. They use the vastness of the rainforest as a physical barrier that keeps the state at a permanent distance. Breaking that shield requires moving the vantage point 500 kilometers up. From orbit, Lopan and Brin satellites see what ground patrols cannot. The system uses NDVI, the Normalized Difference Vegetation Index. It's a sensor-based method of measuring the exact health and density of vegetation by reading how plants reflect light. This grid shows the technology in action. If miners clear half a hectare, chlorophyll levels drop. The satellite detects this instantly, flagging the site. This real-time data generates precise GPS coordinates for every new opening across the entire archipelago. With this orbital view, the jungle canopy is no longer a shield. It has been transformed into a digital tripwire that exposes the miners the moment they disturb the first tree. This visibility changes the entire enforcement protocol. Satellite alerts now trigger a joint interagency task force, turning a blind search into a targeted strike. Forestry and military units can now deploy directly to the exact coordinates within 24 hours, eliminating the miners' 30-day head start and catching them before they can vanish. This level of granular data also allows for a total policy reset. Because the state can now see every small-scale operation, it can force these informal miners into a system of mandatory cooperatives, bringing them under legal oversight while using the satellite record as undeniable evidence for prosecution. By removing the anonymity of the deep forest, we can finally begin the process of closing these pits and allowing the rainforest to reclaim its territory. To protect its frontiers, Indonesia has to stop fighting a slow ground war and embrace the high ground. By looking 500 kilometers up, the state can finally secure the future of the land beneath its feet.